John, you know, is a straight talker, and it's not hard to see where he gets it. She's feisty and has an opinion on just about everything. Please welcome Roberta McCain. Well, it's nice to see you. I've met your children, and it's nice to finally meet you.
Thank you.
Now, are you a little nervous tonight?
Of course.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes.
Well, no need to be. This is home.
Well, you're right. After meeting you and this entire cast and all the people in this room make one so happy, so at ease, I thank you for letting me come.
Well, thank you for joining. Now, I know you live... I know you're an Oklahoma girl, is that
That's
correct?
right.
But now you live in Washington, D.C.
That's
Why is
right.
that? You like Washington, D.C.?
I love it.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You like the whole politics?
Everything.
Yeah.
I love everything.
Really? I know you, and you have a twin sister.
That's true.
Okay. Is she here in Los Angeles?
Yes.
Okay. And you're visiting with. So how do I know you're not her?
You don't.
Now, see, we tried to book you during the campaign, but they said you were not available.
Because I talk too much.
Really? Yeah.
Yes.
Did your son get that from you, do you think?
Poor soul.
I mean, were they trying to keep you quiet? Is that what they were doing?
Exactly.
Oh, really? Wow. So whenever you wanted to go out, they would come around.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Now tell us about your background. Tell us, I know you got married, you eloped, is that correct?
Everyone, my son has told everyone, I did elope. I was 21 years old, and my husband had just had his second birthday. And it's just one of those young things that young people do. I can't explain it, but I'm not sorry. I've enjoyed every moment of my life and every moment of my marriage, and I might recommend it to other people.
Right. Now you had, how many children?
I've had 3 children.
3 children, 3
Yes.
children. Now what kind of a boy was John?
He was the sweetest child I've ever seen in my life.
So what happened? No, I'm teasing.
You're right. I've asked myself that.
Well, we have a picture of the family. Here we go. This is a picture. That's John right there with the messed up hair a little bit. Yeah.
The little one next to the baby.
Okay, there you go. Now, when he was a POW for 5 years,
Yes.
how hard was that for you as a mother? That must have been just incredible.
Well, it wasn't. It really wasn't. I have absolute faith in God. I have every moment have faith in what our country was doing. I believed in it. I still believe in it. My son... Keep in mind, this was his profession. He volunteered. He had been in a terrible fire and would not have to have gone back for another year, and he volunteered to go. You do your duty, and you stand by what you claim. And frankly, I'm glad that I was tested, because you always wonder, will you stand up for what you claim you believe in, and you're not really sure. Well, I did stand up to every principle that our country has given us in this blessed country, and
Now, let me ask you something. I know you were upset with John when he got out. He called his names he called his captors some names.
That's right. He used some terrible language, and I still resent it, and I don't like it.
It sounds to me like you ought to run for office.
No, they'd never elect me. They would never elect me because I'm not diplomatic enough for that.
Well, let me ask you about being diplomatic. Let's talk about some of the commentators on the left and the right. Who bothers you on the left?
Oberman.
Oh, Keith Olbermann. And what's wrong with Keith Olbermann?
I don't know that anything's wrong with him. I can't figure out that type of person who really more or less gets joy out of denigrating people, humiliating. I'm just not that type of person, and I don't have friends like that. And thank God I'm not around people like him.
Well, how about, okay, let's go. How about on the right? Who knows you on the right?
David Brooks is a man that I really respect at the New York Times, and I save the 2 articles a week that he writes, and 3 or 4 months later, I'll go back to one of the articles, and it's exactly what's... Well, he's a wonderful writer, and I haven't... well, there you are.
Well, how about Rush Limbaugh? You're a fan of him?
I belong to the Republican Party, and then next Sunday I'm going to give a speech to the Republican Party in either Maryland or Virginia. What he thinks about or represents of the Republican Party has nothing to do with my side of it. I don't know what the man means. I don't know what he's talking about. Well, also, I think that the chairman of the Republican Party, Steele, was exactly right when he defined this man as an entertainer.
Yeah.
And to my horror, the Republican Party made him back up on it. Limbaugh, you're a compliment when you say the man is a entertainer. I don't know what he is, but he does not represent the Republican Party that I belong to.
No, gosh, now, tell me about... Your son told me about your trip to France.
Oh, he's told that 100 times, too. I should have known better. I go to Europe a lot because I love it, and I can still get around.
Yeah.
So I went, and I went up to the place to rent a car, and they asked me how old I was. When I told them, they just almost laughed in my face. Of course, they wouldn't have rent me a car, so I just went over to the BMW place, and I said, what do you have, and what can I get? And they said I could get a red car, and I got it.
And you blew wrong. Now, do you, Einhand saying you have some problem with tickets? You speed?
Another story he's told too many times.
You get a lot of speeding tickets?
Just the one, thank God.
Just one. How fast were you going?
112 miles.
112? Now, was this in a school zone? Where were you going on?
The worst of it is, it was in Arkansas. It was in Arizona.
Oh.
I was trying to get home. I'm from this blessed Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And it was a Sunday, and there was no traffic, and I really didn't realize how fast I was going. I did see the policeman over there.
Yeah.
So I kept on going, and he stopped me, and he said, Madam, you're going 112 miles an hour. Didn't you see me? And I said, yeah, I saw you.
There you go. Mrs. McCain, thank you so much for coming. Always a pleasure. Roberta McCain, thank you, my dear. Thank you. Be right back to the music of Yusef right after this.